Hello, hello. I am finally sitting down to record a plan with me that explains several ways for you to use Mildliners in your planner. So I've got two different Mildliners. I'm going to use a couple of Flair pens. I have a Micron 0.3. My Pilot Juice Up, also a 0.3, a pencil, which I may or may not use. I've already used it to draw some lines, and an eraser. So, I thought I would start with the most simple way to use the Mildliners and then work up to a little bit more decorative type usage. So the very first thing you could do is draw a very simple box in the middle. For me, this would then become a daily to-do list. So I would flip it over and use the chisel tip to make a very quick little checkbox. And then over here for the boys' practices or an important event for me, I draw lines. If it is a game, I always draw a box. And then over here, I like to make a very thick little V, and it looks like a heart. So in this first box, in the most simplistic way, the hand-drawn lines would be an important activity, boxes I always use for the boys' games. The middle here would be my to-do list. And then the little V heart is for gratitude. Or you could journal. So very simply, one pen took less than 5 minutes. You've got your whole day planned out. One way you could make it a little bit more fun is to draw a thick line. This will be your title line. Grab a matching flare. Finish out your box. I do not use a ruler just because it's a lot faster and I like the look of an imperfect box. And then you can just very quickly title that to do. Again, back to your chisel tip. You've now got your check boxes. And then what I always do is I assign each boy a color. So let's say on this particular Tuesday, Tyson has a game. So we make him a box. And let's say Jacoby has soccer practice, so he gets lines. And then for fun, we want to draw a box for our gratitude journaling over here, following the same title line with a flare box. And then just a simple Tyson gratitude. Okay. So if I were to fill that in, for example, you could put football game, then you would put location, time, and then jersey color. And then, so Jacob, soccer, practice, and then the time. So another fun way. And then if you really want to spice up your box, you can always add some random little confetti-like dots. So you go heavy at the bottom and then you just sort of work your way out. It's very random. There's no really wrong way to do it. And then when you journal over it, you'll have an extra little pop of color. And then another fun way to use your Mildliners as title lines again is you draw in your titles. So let's say Jacob has a game today, and then another gratitude box over here. Don't stress, it's not perfect. You draw in a line with a black pen, which looks a little different. Another to do. In fact, this one, you could make it a little bit shorter. And then you put in your titles. So it said, and this would be your gratitude. I just like the look of that. And then also what I tend to do is if one of my boys, it's my picky one, usually Tyson, so Tyson seems to be blue here, I would put a little dot on the days where he has hot lunch. So for me, every mark, every dot, every line usually serves a purpose. So while it can be decorative here, for the most part, every zone is filled, and I know where to look on the page for certain information. Another fun thing you can do is you can take your two Mildliners and you can sort of offset your to-do boxes. So you would draw in the first title line up top. Make sure you erase your pencil mark because it won't erase once you draw. I like to start the first box just so I have kind of a guide of where it's headed. And then you draw the second box, sort of offsetting it. We'll finish this yellow box. And we'll go back in with the teal. Just a different look. Adds a little bit more color. Add your chisel. I've really been on a box kick, but you can also use the fine tip if you want to do circles. And then you can label to do in very quickly, or if you do fancy lettering, you can do your fancy lettering, or you can just print. Either way, if we have a big event, maybe Mark has like a fundraising dinner or like a black tie event, I would use the confetti dots, make a big square, and then you could just write in your event. Another fun way to just sort of change up the look on your page, you can use this right side as a workout tracker and maybe track your miles. So you could draw in the fun long and lean numbers here. And then take your pen. So you could say that you ran 4.7 miles that day, and then you've got your, you could say boys, school, event. You can even journal about your run. You've got your to-do list. It's looking pretty good. If you want to color code and it's new to you and you don't always remember which color is for which person, you guys can always make your own little label boxes. So you can then label the person's first initial with a Flair pen, or you can always use a black pen. And then you can always draw your title line. Use your black. The Micron does really well with the Mildliners and does not run if you draw over it, which is why I chose that. So you've got your box. You don't always have to do the same color. You could do yellow check boxes for a different look. I want to erase these pencil marks. You can always, if you're doing a workout tracker on this side, or like to do a fun little scribble of circles, and then you could use your black pen and say you ran, I don't know, let's pick a number, 3.6. So you could say you ran 3.6 miles, and to add some more color, you're going to do blue journal lines. And then you're going to journal about how you ran. And then you could always do this too. Kind of a shadow. Boom. To-do list. So, several fun ways to use your Mildliners. Hope you guys enjoyed. Love that this was a fast, fun video, and I hope to get back to making more. Thanks a lot, you guys.